But ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be showing you how you can quickly complete Season 8 so you're not scrambling to finish like many people were at the end of last season. As you can see, I was very successful. I got myself Cruz and Puskas, which is exactly what we wanted last time. So I want to help every single one of you get exactly who you want and really finish that Haaland as quickly as possible. So if you're new around here, all you've got to do to say thank you is subscribe, drop a like down below if you do enjoy the video, and if you need some coins or your weekend league games played, well, if you've got a team like this, you're probably fed up of teams like this or this, and whether you want your favorite cards as a red foot champs card, or maybe you just want some coins to get who you want, so you can finally beat the sweats like me, then head over to skycoach.gg, make sure to pick the amount of coins or rank that you want, use Pro Recall 10 for 10% off at checkout, and enjoy. So of course, let's look at the end of this season to see what we're striving for. You've got Haaland here, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. Unbelievable card, very similar to his footies last year. I think that might have been 98, so this is brilliant to have this come through an objective rather than an SBC, and I do think it's probably going to be one of the best strikers on the game. Now we've got Grincha as well. His winter wild card was unbelievable, so you've got some lovely cards at the end there. We've got a Bon Mati who looks brilliant. If you scroll through, it's probably one of the best end seasons we've had in any FIFA. Now last season, as I said, a lot of people were scrambling just to get Puskas and Cruz and kind of fell short. This video here is a video that I made to complete Season 7 fast. It got 50k views in a very short amount of time, and the majority of the comments were people near the end saying, can I get Puskas? I'm on level 13. Can I get Puskas? I'm on level 21. Can I get Puskas? I've got this much left. No one was anywhere near it. Obviously, you had a fair few people who watched the video, got a few bits finished off, and they were done. But there were people who hadn't played squad battles, hadn't played rivals, hadn't played foot champs, and had so much left to do. Now, that brings me on to the first point of what you're going to need to do to finish this season as quickly as possible. You need to be playing every game mode. First of all, rivals. If we have a look at the basic reward, you get 350 XP for just getting a reward on all three options. So that is one 350 reward every week. That's for winning 3 games. Now, even if you're bad at the game, I understand there are some people, and I only understand this as much because of that video I made, there are some people who just play this game to make a team and enjoy it that way and just play squad battles, which is okay, but you want to try and get all of the rewards you can. So by doing these extra games of rivals, if you hit 7 wins in rivals in 1 week, that's 700 XP. Similarly, if we have a look at champs, by getting literally just into champs, you get 250 XP. By getting a few more wins, if we go sort of further on, you're looking at, if we scroll along here, 1150. So 9 wins, which is like, I suppose, mid-range average player on foot champs, you're looking at 1000 XP. I think this is 11 wins. I want to say this is 11 wins, I think, and you're going to get 1,350. So if you can't do champs, I get it, that's fine. But if you are doing champs and rivals every week and getting average reward in champs and then getting the 7 wins in rivals, that's 2,000 extra XP every single week. Now, I will admit, obviously champs out of those options is the one that potentially is going to be harder for some. So if you can't win in champs, you definitely want to get qualifiers done and just try and get that 1 game done so you get that first reward, or 4 losses still gets you that first reward. So just getting into champs is going to get you a couple extra XP, which will count towards the end. Now, squad battles, as you can see, we're on 7,000. Oh, you can't even see because my face is in the way. And now, as you can see, 7,700 points. So I've done a total of 6 games at the moment. I actually lost one on legendary because I had the same color kit, and I think they've made it a little bit harder. I was trying to do other things at once like I always do. But the squad battles method, which I will link down below, is an easy way to get a lot of XP from squad battles. I mean, just by getting, for example, gold free each week, you're going to walk away with 500 extra XP, which in a month is 2,000 XP. So if we look at what you get per month from rivals, champs, and squad battles, you've got 2,000 from squad battles. You've got from rivals and champs together, sorry, a potential of 2k a week. So that's 8k. So between just playing every game mode, you get 10k a season. And if we actually have a look at the whole season, that's a huge chunk of it. I mean, if we go all the way to the end there, I'm pretty sure it is only 35k XP in total. So literally, yeah, so 37 in total. Obviously, that's what we've got left. I think it's 40k in total because I've got a few bits done already. So 40,000 XP overall. You get 10,000 of that by just playing the game in every game mode. So a lot of people were just missing out on that. And I know some people are going to go, oh, you're saying just play the game to get XP. Yes, I am, because some people really missed out on that last season. Now, the big difference of this season, which we didn't have last season, is pretty much from the off, you have to use season players in order to go further. So if we have a look at this, I've done all of the weekly objectives so far, and annoyingly, the daily objective doesn't refresh at 6, but that's okay, we'll get that done tomorrow. So I've got 400 XP waiting for me for that, then a total of 25 for completing it. So I'll be pushed along just from doing what I've already done to there. So that's me completed. I'll get there, and then I need a little bit more to get Fabinho. Now, in order to get Fabinho, obviously, as I say, there's going to be a little bit more to go. But in order to progress past Fabinho, you pretty much need him. Essentially, we've got Alex Scott here. You need to use footies in that one. Then you need to use footies Mertens. Then you use footies right hand, and then you need to use play 10 matches in squad battles while having Fabinho, Mertens and right hand in your squad. Essentially, what they've done here is made it so you have to use the ladder players to go further on. And obviously there's 800 XP here, there's then 2,000 here, and then there's 4,000 here. So essentially, if we have a look at it, you've got this one here, you're going to need to use Udogie. Then, of course, this one here, you're going to need to use Diani. Then you're going to need Aubameyang. And then you're going to need all three of them. So each group, you're going to essentially have to go. So if we have a look along here, you're going to have to get Fabinho, use him to do the first objective. Then that should get you enough XP to then be over on Mertens, use him for the next one, and so on. And that essentially is going to happen in groups of 4 or in groups of 3 all the way along the SBC chart, and then you're going to get more players as you go. It's going to be a little bit more difficult this season because you have to use those players in order to progress on. So you're a little bit stuck if you don't like the players. You're going to have to play some squad battles, but that feeds into the squad battles, of course, being a method, so we can use those in those games, get a few XP for completing the squad battles, and also get those objectives done. Now, unfortunately, they have put something in which I think is a little bit sneaky. The FC Pro World Championship, which, as we can see if we scroll down here, is going to get you XP. So obviously you can see I've got 2 packs here. What I've done is I've watched an hour of one of their streams, and by that, what that means is I've muted one of their streams on a Chrome tab and left it on for over an hour. Now, just to show you what this looks like, guys, we're going to go over to here. We're going to have a look at my rewards. As you can see, my last 24 hours. So I've won this one, and this one. So we've got 400 XP. So that only takes you 15 minutes of watch time. So you can essentially put it on in the background 15 minutes. And then for an hour, I then got a rare players pack and Jumbo Premium. I think one was half an hour and one was an hour. So we are going to have to go and watch these streams or have them on in the background in order to get further on. I mean, it is 400 XP a time. That's a total of 1200 XP throughout this sort of whole objective. And for doing the whole thing, you do get an ultimate pack. So on one hand, it's kind of like, okay, cool, that there is a reward to it. What I will say, which is a little bit disappointing for me, is that I only managed to do this because I was working from home today. If I hadn't been, I wouldn't have been able to do that objective. And for some people, that's going to be the case, which I do think is unfair. Some people just simply don't have the time. Now, I don't think you're going to need this. Obviously, every season you can spare quite a bit. I think at the end of last season, I stopped doing any objective stuff about a week and a half to maybe even 2 weeks before. It was around that, so like 7 or 8 days. Obviously, I've had Puskas for the whole of last weekend league, had him for a while, so I did have a good time with him before the end of the season, and there were loads of objectives coming out. Then you've got games objectives, things like that. You can miss some things, but what you certainly cannot miss is the ladder players that we've got this time. So that's going to be your priority, guys. Unfortunately, that's how they've made it. I guess it's a fun thing, but if we do look at the ladder they've given us, I've got to say, aside from, you know, these third sections, I do think Udogie, he's going to be really fun. I think Aubameyang, is he 5 stars? Okay, it would have been better with 5 stars. Fatty, that's going to be a fun card to have. And then if we scroll along, I mean, Rashford, to be honest, I'm excited to have him in my team. He will slot directly into most teams. It's going to be annoying because everyone's going to have him, and it's going to be a little bit hard in weekend league. But that's why one thing you're all going to need to do, guys, is go head over to the Icon SBC section and get yourself Casillas, because keepers are absolutely cracked right now, but this guy's the best of the lot. And the other guy who's the best of the lot is me, of FIFA YouTubers, so make sure to subscribe.